Hi, this is another edition of Stuart Doll Show, starring myself, Stuart Doll. For you people that don't know me or do know me, you can call me by my first name, Stuart, or you can call me Stu or Stewie. I don't really care. I'm coming to you live from my man cave right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And as it stands right now, the current temperature in Winnipeg is 22 degrees, and it feels like 26 with the humidex. And let's just get right into my show. In a U.S. political related subject in regards to Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. Let's just get right into this article. It's titled "Why the Donald Trump Joke is No Longer Funny." Donald Trump, businessman, billionaire, reality television star, and now leading Republican presidential candidate, has taken the 2016 GOP race by storm and has made a mockery of both himself and conservative politics in the United States. No other candidate in this cycle, neither Republican nor Democrat, has dominated media coverage quite like Trump, and the consequences of this are still yet to be fully realized. It's such a crowded field of Republican candidates. The fact that any one person could push him or herself to the top of the pack in the way Donald Trump has truly remarkably. To reach such heights, Donald Trump realized on the mixture of celebrity status and outrageously populist anachronophobia statements that have already been well covered in the media. And this is a comment from Donald Trump. When Mexico sends its people, they are not sending their best. They are sending drugs. They are bringing drugs. They're bringing crime, and they're rapists. Like, really, what is Donald Trump really thinking by saying this, crap? Anyways, many have seen Trump's candidacy as humorous, offensive exploitation by a man that it seems primarily drunk in his own sense of self-importance, but his very narrow, light-haired, hearted interpretation of Trump's campaign ignores the consequences of such distracting sideshow that he is now planted itself on center stage. The most severe consequence of the great joke that is Donald Trump's presidential ambition is that he is now sucking all the oxygen out of the GOP field, to the point that where those only candidates either strongly criticized or criticized by Trump are making national news. For example, the highest profile moment of South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham's presidential campaign occurred just this week when Trump slammed the presidential candidate and read out loud Graham's mobile phone number to an audience in South Carolina. This is a comment from Donald Trump on Lindsey Graham. He called me 4 years ago, and he didn't even know who he was. He won't fix anything, but at least he'll talk to you. Donald Trump on Lindsey Graham. In the GOP field, there are many candidates that align well with the conservative side of American politics and have an important have important ideas and policy arguments to articulate, regardless of wherever you agree with their policies or not. The likes of John Cash, um, Carly Forlani, and Scott Walker present themselves potentially interesting choices for the Republican Party. But due to Trump's stranglehold on media attention in the United States, it is likely that both Cash and Florida will miss out on participating in the first televised Republican presidential debate August 6th, while Walker is struggling to have a kind of vision outlined without being interrupted by yet another Trump controversy. As for the upcoming GOP debate, to be hosted by Fox News, Trump's certain presence at this debate will no doubt result in the commentary being entirely present at this. The Oh, let me start again. Trump's certain presence at this debate will no doubt result in commentary being entirely focused around what Trump says and does. This debate will include the 10 highest polling candidates in the national polling, and the candidates who are almost certain to be invited on stage are Trump, Walker, Bush, Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Rand Paul, and Ted Cruz, with the likes of Mike Huckabee and Ben Carson are also likely to appear. But it has previously started despite the fact that what these other men have to say on this debate stage. But potentially very important to not only in this election cycle but the future of the country. They will no doubt silence and sideline by the showman himself, Donald Trump. Another great consequence of Donald Trump's candidacy, that is, comments about Mexican immigrants and general foreign policy statements that have made it easy for rivals to continue labeling the Republican Party as a party of annexophobia and racism. Through one may not have great sympathy for the plight of the GOP, it is undeniable that such a sweeping generalization of the entire Republican Party, and by consequence all Republican candidates, is unfair and greatly damaging. Donald Trump's ridiculous foray into national politics not only damages his own celebrity credibility, but is also damaging the political party he is running with in an obstacle course for the 2016 presidential election, and blocking potentially important and intriguing Republican candidates. One can only hope that Donald Trump's presidential ambitions fade faster than the hopes of many of his Republican rivals. But as Donald Trump dig in and his supporters rally around, it seems as though this dream may still be a distant, even unlikely ambition. Anyways, on to another related subject. This is an article about politics article from the Business Insider. It's titled "Right-Wing Extremists Have a New Target in Germany." Germany, like many other European countries, is experiencing a rise in racist violence targeting immigrants and aimed at one of the greatest refugee crises the European has ever faced. In a lengthy article, the German magazine I can't pronounce, details how the number of attacks against migrants, and the facilities that they offer them accommodation have dramatically increased over the last few months. And to an almost daily basis. Arson attacks have become especially rampant. For the for the January to June 2015 period, Germany's Interior Minister reported 173 incidents of right-wing criminal offenses involving that buildings that accommodate asylum seekers that have almost tripled compared to the same period for the previous year. Estimates the number of right-wing criminal actions are actually even higher, as many immigrants are too scared to report incidents to police. The ever-increasing number of migrants reaching European shores have started inflating in early 2010. Shortly after the beginning of the Arab Spring, most asylum seekers who make their way to Europe are from the Middle East, Africa, and are in many cases fleeing the violence of Islamic extremists. Many of the refugees seeking a better life in Europe have come from Syria, where over 4 million people have fled from since 2011. German politicians may be exaggerating the problem. Just a few days after a refugee home caught fire, the German parliament passed new law making it harder for asylum seekers to establish themselves in the country. The UN has also accused German authorities of radically profiling people of color. Other masqueradation of the growing anti-immigrant movement are thousands of people who took to the streets this winter to protest against Muslim refugees under the patriotic Europeans against the Islamization of the West, for short, PEGA. And many of these protesters accuse Muslim asylum seekers of being a part of ISIS, the terror group they are trying to flee from. The ensuing counter-protests gathered around 35,000 people in one memorable march. How our testimony to how much Germany is split into over the issues of immigration. Many solidarity invites have flourished around the country to help the newly arrived migrants. The crisis is far from being resolved. The International Organization of Migration announced a few weeks ago that over 150,000 migrants have already reached Europe this year, and the trend is on the rise. So it just goes to show you that this migrant crisis that Europe is facing is far from over. But the fact of the matter is, it amazes me that Germany is divided on this problem. Sure, the German authorities have some fears about some of these migrants possibly being part of ISIS or any other terrorist group or whatever, and it's understandable. But the thing is most of these people that are fleeing the Middle East and Africa and Syria, all they simply want is a better life for themselves and their family. But it seems like these right-wing extremists in Germany are just making it difficult for these migrants. And what the hell's up with that? Like, are these right-wing extremists, bloody, screwed in the head? Probably, because you know what? Because these right-wing extremists in Germany, and this is my honest opinion, are nothing but a bunch of racist assholes and pricks. Like, it just goes to show you that there's some people in this world that just don't give a rat's crap about different migrant about the issues on immigration and like migrants and that. So like it just goes to show you and that. What else? Now we're good. Now on to a news-related subject. This article from CBC News Saskatchewan is titled "Rider Fans Lament Kevin Glenn Injury 0-5 Record." And the question is, could the veteran be the latest Saskatchewan quarterback to fall? If Rider Nation doesn't have enough to worry about, it is the status of quarterback Kevin Glenn that fans are frightening. Saskatchewan is now 0-5 after a 35-21 loss to the Hamilton Tiger Cats on Sunday. Glenn got hurt in the second half and had been replaced by Brett Smith. The following game, head coach Corey Chamberlain had no update on Kevin Glenn's condition. The star receiver Weston Dreslin said, "It is tough every time you lose a pair, but he has faith in his team's young backups." Brett Smith has done a great job with this offense. Tino Cesario is right behind him. We got some guys that are eager to go. They'll be ready if they need to play, he said. The injury comes a month after number one quarterback Darian Durant suffered a season-ending injury in the regular season opener against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The injury was that injury that made Kevin Glenn the team's top pivot. Fans took to Twitter to lament the latest development. Glenn hurts himself on his own interception. If we didn't have a bad luck, we have no luck at all. The Riders take on the Edmonton Eskimos on Friday. Saskatchewan hasn't announced who their quarterback will be. So again, we're gonna have to wait and see on the health status of Kevin Glenn, and if he is not ready to go, it most likely will be his backup, who does the short yardage for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Brett Smith. And if Brett Smith goes down, then they have no choice but to go to Tino Cesario, but we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out. What else? Other than that, it's still it's been a crazy little while, weather-wise here in Manitoba. It goes to show you, like for example, it was in somewhere, I can't remember where it was, in southwestern Manitoba the other day, but the other day there was a tornado that had touched down, and it was down on the ground for 3 hours. And it could have been a lot worse, but fortunately it wasn't. What else? Anyways, other than that, no, what else? I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, sometimes politics. It doesn't matter if it's here in it doesn't matter if it's here in Canada, the United States, Europe, anywhere in the world. Sometimes politics can be really crazy and nuts at times, but oh well, it's politics. And here is an article from the from BBC. It's titled "A Point of View: Why the Row Between Greece and Germany is Like a Lover's Tip." About 30 years ago, while on vacation in Greece, I basically, long story short, right now, it seems like right now that the Greek debt crisis is far from over, and it is far from over. It just, whatever. What else? Other than that, tomorrow week tomorrow week 6 in the CFL kicks off with the BC Lions taking on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and then the Saskatchewan Roughriders taking on the Edmonton Eskimos. Saturday, the Montreal Alouettes taking on the Calgary Stampeders, and Monday, a Battle of Ontario game between the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Toronto Argonauts. And that is week 6. What else? What was I going to say? Well, it looks like after a long period of time, Bastian Schweinsteiger is now on his way to Manchester United, and that, and he does sometimes he does have a point. Like he's been with them for he's been with the same team for pretty much his entire career. So yeah. What else? Anyway, anyways, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, how big of a contribution that Bastian Schweinsteiger has with Manchester United. What else? Other than that, like like I've said before, what was I gonna say? Any, yeah. Anyways, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see how like I said, how Bastian Schweinsteiger plays for Manchester United, and Schweinsteiger is 30. He's getting up there in age, so it's good for him that he made a change, and like I said, he's been with the exact same club for pretty much I think for pretty much about most of his career, something like that. But and anyways, other than that, the Barclays English Premier League starts back up on August 8th. and that. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, how all the teams play this year in the Barclays Premier League, like Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, all these great soccer teams. It'll be it's gonna be an interesting season. Otherwise, what else? Anyways, now let's get on to what was I gonna say? Oh, week one of of this year's Bundesliga season kicks off Friday, August 14th, with a game between the reigning defending Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich facing off against Hamburg SV at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. And here's some of the other games that are going to be played in week one. It'll be basically it's going to be, it's going to come down to, how well, Bayern Munich's gonna play this year. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So yeah. Let me see. Who else? Like I said, I would like to see Bayern Munich win another Bundesliga title, and that because they got a great wealth of players, and with their squad with Bayern Munich. They have I believe they have guys. I believe they have guys like Philip. I believe Philip. Philip Lahm, and I think they have some people from Germany's World Cup squad. Like I said, Bayern Munich has like a good wealth of I think well disciplined players that just want nothing more than add another Bundesliga title to Bayern Munich's name. What else? What else? Yeah, like I said, they have players like Philip Lahm, Jerome Botan, and Mario Götze, who was solely responsible for winning for Germany winning the 2014 World Cup. And they also have some of the like Thomas Müller, Bayern Munich has a good wealth of players, and it goes to show you. But anyways, like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see how Bayern Munich plays this year, because they have to play well because they're the reigning defending Bundesliga champions, and they just have to simply They just simply have to like outclass everyone. What else? On what was I gonna say? Anyway, so yeah, it looks like the Canadian federal election race is really starting to heat up, and it'll be interesting how to see all this plays out in that. But it's good. But like to me, like if I had to vote, like it's not that I don't care who becomes prime minister and who is the majority government. I think all Canadians like they care about who's gonna do well for Canada, who's gonna do well for the Canadian economy. That's what it boils down to. But oh well. Anyways, this has been another edition of Stuart Dahl Show. I am now signing off now. Signing off. For you young people, stay in school. Stay in school. Stay out of trouble. You'll do fine. And make sure you study hard. Study hard in all your courses. Make sure you work hard and do well, and then exceed at all the things that you do. And for now, I'm now saying Auf Wiedersehen, peace, and bye bye, and also stay cool, my friend.